So the Chinese proverb, probably by Confucius, better to be a diamond with a flaw than a pebble without one. What do you think of that?
Better to be a diamond with a flaw than a pebble without one. I would say that no, ultimately.
You think that's wrong?
I think it's better to be humble and to be honest rather than be something that you're not. To be honest, I don't know what that's conveying, if I'm honest.
You know what it means?
Yeah. What?
You don't know what it means?
No.
Right. So, it's better to be really good, but have some flaws,
Yeah, but really good in terms of...
than to be dull and think you're really good.
Oh, right, okay. Start again.
No, it's natural.
Right,
I'll start again.
we'll cut that bit out, though.
Yeah, of course.
So, based on what it means, yes, I would agree with it, yeah.
Why? Why do you agree with that?
Well, I suppose it's, in a sense, it's saying, like, be true to yourself and don't sort of big yourself up for something that you're not.
Well, try your best, but accept your limitations.
Yeah. But also just trying to be humble and not sort of advance yourself in ways that you don't deserve.
So can you think of a time in your life where you thought you'd gone too far with what you thought of yourself and were proved wrong? And a moment where you've learned that. Because I think everyone that sort of learns that lesson, appreciates that lesson. So the time of your life where you've become a bit overzealous and you've been kicked back in your place and you learn from it.
I suppose, because I've run for a lot of student elections.
Yeah. I lost all of them.
I didn't lose all of them.
You did?
No, I didn't lose all of them.
Oh, no,
because I was an NUS delegate in 2016.
Oh yeah, you were. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I've won society elections, president and treasurer of the
And you blame
Society.
the Lichfield Council for fixing
the 2017 vote because they never sent me the nomination papers.
That could have just been a postal error, though, surely.
Yeah, but it's hard to get someone's address wrong, specifically when you're right.
So when was the moment that you learned that lesson? That we've been discussing the proverb.
Well, I suppose it was. I mean, I can't remember the exact week of the campaign. I think it was.
I don't think anyone cares.
Yeah,
to that.
It was about halfway through where I just thought, maybe I'm pushing this a little bit too far.
Which campaign was it?
That was the 2017 general election thing because I still hadn't got the nomination papers.
Oh right, yeah.
But I was still campaigning anyway.
Yeah.
And I'd done a whole load of posters.
Still not knowing whether you've been confirmed.
Yeah, still not knowing anything like that. And they were all ready to go. I was working on an election advert that was going to go on Facebook.
And what were your feelings after you realised it was all for nothing?
Well, to be honest, it's not as bad as I thought because you take from that experience lessons for the future.
Yeah, good, dude.
And obviously, I would see myself standing for Parliament someday, and I consider that a kind of dry run. So just using that as a sort of reference point, so to say that this is what I did last time. What can be done better?
If there had been a terrorist attack, would you have capitalised on it for means of gaining votes?
If there was a terrorist attack?
Yeah, would you have used it to advance arguments to try and win votes? Would you capitalise on people's fear?
No.
Why not?
Well, why should you?
Because you win.
And what evidence? I mean, there's no evidence for that because Theresa May bigged up the security and defence issue in the light of the attacks in Westminster and the concert in Manchester.
What if there'd been an attack in your constituency? Who would you blame?
Well, whoever did it. But
what if you don't know?
Then find out.
What if everyone starts using the lone gunman argument and you think it's actually a wider cause that?
Right. Well, yeah. But obviously there'll be intelligence to suggest whether or not it's a one-off event or whether it's...
But what if you don't have access to the intelligence? You're not a right honourable, so you don't have access to that. So who would you blame?
But you would know who did it. this is the thing.
No. If it's a lone gunman, you don't know who it is. Your constituency of Lichfield, right? You know the demographic there.
Yeah.
What group of people would it be best to blame for a terrorist attack to get votes for you?
Terrorists.
What kind of terrorists? IRA?
Well,
Islamic State?
well, actually,
Would you blame the Jews? Would you blame the Jews?
No, I wouldn't. But there was an IRA attack at Lichfield City Station.
I didn't know that.
In
You live in New York? Yeah.
yeah, it was in the early 90s or something like that. Yeah, it was in about 1990 or thereabouts. Two people who were serving in the British Army were shot
Right.
at the station, and that was the IRA.
Yeah.
And I don't think they've actually caught the person who did it.
Well, a lot of them got let off, didn't they, after the Good Friday agreement?
Yeah,
As you know.
but he wasn't caught, I don't think.
So he was never even identified by the police.
Yeah, but the thing is, in that particular example, I think if you were to experience that and you were the MP for that constituency, though you would say that defence and security is an issue,
Yeah.
and you'd make a note of the fact that it has hit home,
Right. Yeah.
you shouldn't really
Right.
go too far and say,
Right. So I'll put you in this scenario.
Yeah.
You're the MP at the time.
Yeah.
It's not the person it was, but you're just you. That attack has happened as it did, but because they didn't catch the guy that did it,
Yeah.
because actually he's in your office and he's got a gun to your head,
Right.
and he's got his cock out, right, and
Okay.
he's flopping it about, and he says you need to pick one group of people other than the IRA to blame this on. Who do you choose?
why does he have his penis
Because he's a
out?
paedophile. He's Irish. And
He's an Irish pedo.
Who do you blame?
Oh.
Who do you spin it on? There's one obvious choice.
There is an obvious choice. I'm not gonna.
Yeah?
I don't really want to say that.
What? What obvious choice? What do you mean?
Right,
What were you thinking?
Well, what were you thinking?
No, you tell me first. Mine was pretty sober. What were you thinking?
I'm not going to say until you
It was
say
the Jews, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't actually.
Alright.
It was Islam.
Islam?
Yeah.
I was going to say it was a conspiracy of loyalists to try and...
Well, this is the thing. Now, what I would have said just then.
But you just said you blame
No,
Islam.
no, yeah, but that's,
even though
that's,
it wasn't
that,
a big thing then.
But that's what I didn't
This
say.
predates Salman Rushdie's book. So.
Yeah. Which just makes the
So
parameters of this scenario just ludicrous.
So
it's not
in
even
a pre 9/11 world,
right.
before
okay,
Tony Blair
right.
opened the doors of this country to all the peoples of this world,
Yeah.
you would have still advocated an Islamophobic spin on
No, that's
what really happened
no.
instead of
right. In that context, I would have actually blamed the Christian right.
the Christian of America, Farrakhan.
Well,
I know
to be
he's-
honest, it doesn't matter, does it? Just so long as you get out of that situation of having a gun held to your head and a penis
So
in your
you're
face.
more important than the truth, is what you're saying.
I don't want my brains blown out.
Oh, fair enough. Right.
You know, in that situation, you would say pretty much anything to get out of it. I suppose in the context of pre-9/11, the appropriate answer would be
Why?
the Christian right.
What you should have done is wanked him off, and then you'd have had his DNA, and you could have caught him.
But that wasn't. To be honest.
No, I was just saying you could have done that.
Yeah, but who in
Would
a,
you have done that?
Who in a life or death situation decides to give their attacker a blowjob or something?
Yeah, but he's obviously not got his cock out for no reason.
I thought you said he was a paedophile.
Well, maybe, but he might have still liked it.
Why would I suck the dick of a paedophile?
I don't know. You're contemplating it.
It's your scenario.
I know, but I'm asking you what you would have done.
I've told you what I'd done.
Yeah, but how do you know paedophiles don't sometimes like people that are over the age of 18?
Why would I?
Oh, sorry, 16.
Why would I perform fellatio on a paedophile?
I never even said you. I never even said you had to give him a blowjob.
No, but you're suggesting.
I just said
you're
stimulate him with some manner
You're suggesting
to get his DNA.
Yeah, but you're suggesting.
Why would you swallow his cock?
I
where
never
it's
said
really
that.
hard to get it out.
You're
Because
suggesting.
the swab might not reach that far. I just said getting stitches on your hands or something.
No. You are suggesting.
Or on your coat.
You are suggesting
Monaco
that.
whiskey.
You are suggesting that in a terrorist situation, you are proposing a sexual solution.
Yeah, it would have worked though.
In what way would that have worked?
Because you could have spat it on anybody, blamed anybody.
It's a question.
But then proved yourself, vindicated yourself by having the DNA.
No, it's a question
semen on your face.
It is a question.
The semen on your face.
It's
well, it wasn't then, was it? Because I've got IRA on my face.
It's a question of priorities. What is the priority in that situation? What is more important? Getting out of, having a gun held to your head, or giving someone oral to get their DNA.
But surely, if you're not prepared to make those altruistic decisions,
I don't believe in altruism.
No. But if you didn't, you wouldn't run as a representative of your people.
To be honest, I think this is a pretty extraordinary scenario. It's a pretty extreme thing.
Yeah.
And in all likelihood, this wouldn't happen.
Right.
So...
Right, okay, we'll move on. Okay, right, thank you, Chris.